All right, and welcome to our first episode of the One Training Family podcast.
Ooh, because we couldn't decide on another name. Yay!
Name and pending, of course. All right, so we might as well just get started with things. So, as we all know, Pokemon Day is next week. Hype for that.
Yes!
Very exciting.
I'm very excited. I'm so excited.
And so,
I can't hide it.
anyway, so we might as well talk about our predictions for what could potentially get announced, barring any leaks, of course. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about our personal predictions for what we expect, and also what we wish to happen. Whether if despite you get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, anyway, let's go in the order that we see in the voice chat. So, honey, you are first.
Oh, I'm first?
Yeah.
I thought we were going from the voice chat. So I thought Sam would be first.
Oh, I was seeing that I saw it in the Discord overlay.
Oh.
So if
Okay.
we want to go with the Discord one, then we could do whatever.
I don't mind.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
All right. So
Yeah, I can go first.
okay.
So I think I don't want to get my hopes too high up, but I think what I'm most expecting is remakes to be announced. Maybe we'll get the logo designs for the Sinnoh remakes. I mean, it makes sense. It's 15th anniversary this year, and what better way to announce it than on the 25th anniversary? I mean, there is no... Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
I don't think there is any other better opportunity than to release it. But if they don't, well then, I guess I won't be too upset. Maybe they'll announce it in May or something, I don't know. But if it's not announced this year, like, come on.
Okay.
I'm expecting maybe...
Oh, cool.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I was just talking about how I'm basically expecting Sinnoh remakes to be announced next week.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like inevitable at this point.
I hope so. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes too up, but, like, come on.
I think we all hope for it.
Yeah. Maybe along with remakes, we'll get a few, I don't know, maybe a side game, like, we could get this is just my personal hope, but it'd be cool if we get, like, a Colosseum remake. Or
Ooh.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Or another remake of, another one of the classic side games we used to have.
Okay.
I remember they did that Mystery Dungeon remake, didn't they? And like it was just remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that last year.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know if
Really?
I expect Let's Go Johto. I think Game Freak is done with the Let's Go franchise, but people still expect Let's Go Johto games, so I don't know about that.
To be honest, I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, the Johto
We
games already
had.
got a remake, and
It'd be
I mean,
basically a remake with another remake.
yeah,
I mean, Fire Red and Leaf Green existed, but they still made Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
well, it's because, like, Kanto is very special to Game Freak and everyone else, so let's be honest.
I mean, I do have a few things to say, but you can finish your response first.
Okay, the last thing I'm hoping for, but not really expecting, is like the collection of Pokemon games up to Diamond and Pearl, like sort of what Mario did for its 35th anniversary, I think.
Yeah, for Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know if that's gonna be a reality, but that would be nice.
Yeah.
What else? Probably, I don't know, maybe a few mobile games or something. I don't know. There's probably gonna be something big, but I think my main hope is remix.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
All right, Sam. What do you have to say?
I think I have to pretty much say what Hani says, and that is hopefully during the yeah, because it is the 15th anniversary for since Diamond and Pearl game came out. And and I hope that Game Freak can put the time on their hands and create what was once an epic journey from that saga.
Okay.
One thing, and I do hope, and this is just my personal opinion, is that I don't want them to do another Kanto or Johto remake. And I know that it is it is the 25th anniversary for since Red and Blue came out. And I get it. It is Kanto is basically Game Freak's poster child now, but we have seen remake after remake after remake after that game. Let it go, Game Freak. Please give the other regions some spotlight, like Sinnoh, for example. Sinnoh is
Can I add to that?
Of course, yeah, sure.
So I feel like if there were to be another remake of Kanto, I feel like people would be more upset now, especially since everyone is expecting remakes.
Yeah, especially since Let's Go came out. It could be 3 years this year since Let's Go released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if they wanted to do another Let's Go journey thing, it would probably be after Gen 9, or during Gen 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
Yeah, but
Okay, back to you, Sam.
yeah, I'm almost done anyway, like I said before, I don't mind if they wanted to. Okay, if I want to be honest with you, the most offensive thing that I think Avery would do is to skip DP and then all of a sudden out of nowhere make what remakes. That'd be pure offense.
That would be pretty controversial.
I mean, I would love Unova remake, but
Not this
come
soon.
on, man.
I mean, I love Unova. I love the black and white games, but
Same.
it doesn't need a remake right now.
No.
And as I said before, Game Freak, please focus on Sinnoh remix first of all, and not milk Kanto and Johto for like the 50th time. Okay, there we go. That's my thoughts on it all.
Okay.
Do you want to take it on from here, Kai?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, personally, I'm also hoping for remakes of Diamond and Pearl as well. But, since Let's Go exists in the first place, that does have me a little concerned that some of the gameplay in the Sinnoh remakes could be borrowed from Let's Go, like the catch mechanics, for example. Like, I feel like Let's Go was kind of like a tech demo for what kind of other ways that Game Freak can explore gameplay. Like, if they really want to bring over Let's Go's catch mechanics, then I feel like that should be optional, because the Switch Lite exists. But
I feel like they're gonna take it mostly from Sword and Shield, though.
yeah, like I feel like
They make like more Sword and Shield and less Let's Go.
Yeah.
I feel like having it be playing like Let's Go, given how anticipated these games are, would not go well with the community.
Let's Go is like its own separate thing from the main games, even though it is classified as a main game, but you know,
Exactly.
like, it's still different from the main games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like
Yeah,
Let's Go was more of a tech demo, and considering how much more Sword and Shield sold better than Let's Go, I feel like that alone should be that.
Sold way better.
Yeah, like that alone should be an indicator, but that doesn't always tell the whole story.
mm,
Especially given all the feedback that happened during the lead up to Sword and Shield, I feel like going from Sword and Shield to a game like Let's Go would be it would not go well. Especially since I think no matter what happens this year, we're gonna get a remake of some kind for this year's main series game. And I feel like releasing a remake first, new game second, and then a remake after that, you know, it's gonna be an interesting reception. I feel like,
Yeah.
but overwhelmingly, I definitely want this game to be more like Sword and Shield. Like, I remember browsing on my phone and I saw on my Google Discover feed that there were some articles saying that some parts of Let's Go could be in whatever this year's main series game could be, and I'm like, okay, but what credibility does that rumor have? Like like I said, if they really wanted to have some Let's Go mechanics in these games, then I think they should make it optional, because making it mandatory would turn a lot of players away, but give players a reason to want to use it. Like, for example, if you just catch a Pokemon like how it's handled in Sword and Shield, then you'll just get the normal catch rate. But if you use, say, the motion controls, then you would get a slightly boosted catch rate to kind of even
That's not a bad idea,
to even things out. It would probably be best to be using a Joy-Con, because it feels a lot more natural than doing a throwing motion with a Pro Controller.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
And plus, the Joy-Con is tiny for most adults' hands, myself included.
Just envision yourself trying to throw your controller at the TV.
I mean, I'm doing it right now, and it feels so unnatural.
It looks stupid.
And then boom, your controller falls apart, and then it's broken.
Yep.
Then your TV's destroyed.
Flashback to the Wii days.
Oh,
Oh
no.
man, the Wii days are so much fun.
But anyway,
Wii days.
anyway. But really,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's really my biggest hope for whatever this year's main series game turns out to be. I don't care where this game is set, as long as it just plays like Sword and Shield. That's all I care about. Literally, that's all I'm caring about, and literally all I'm expecting. Like, Joe Merrick put it best on a Twitter post a few days ago, where he said, "Hope for the best, expect the worst." And that's the mindset that I want to go into going into next week. Because if I can keep my expectations low, then I can still be surprised by whatever we get. Like, I want to be surprised, and I want to feel excited for these announcements.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And of course, staying away from leaks as well, which has been a little difficult, not gonna lie, but I have not looked into any, luckily.
I have not looked into them. I blocked the main
Yeah, same.
the leak page on Twitter.
Yeah, same. Like, for this podcast, I don't want to discuss leaks for the sake of spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid.
Plus, you never know if there's a very good chance that these supposed leaks could very well be false. So you always have to take something like a rumor or a leak with a grain of salt. As
Description, and I agree with that.
And of course, the Pokemon Company did say that they're going to have an announcement for each day in Pokemon Week, so that's going to be wild. The only thing that we know that's going to be happening during that week specifically, including the weekend, is the virtual concert starring Post Malone. Which,
oh yeah, and
which,
Katy Perry, I think.
that's
Yeah,
happening. That's
something
happening
else
later.
coming out.
That's gonna be really
Right.
interesting. I personally am not into the genres of music that both artists make, but I'm down to listen to see. I'm down to listen to what they have to make.
I only know one song from Post Malone, and it's only because I've heard it so many times when I was at uni.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Is-
only reason. And it's a pretty good song. I'm not gonna lie, but
Is
like
it Rockstar?
no, it's Better Now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually, how do I put this? I have actually not heard of Post Malone, and the only thing I know about them is the fact that he was a guitarist from Melbourne before he started doing this, and I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, that's a cool fact.
He's really not known internationally. He's just mostly known in America.
That's true.
Yeah.
Though I will say the announcement trailer for that event was really weird because in one moment you see live action footage of him, and in another it transforms into like a 3D model, and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and people are calling him Pokémon.
It looks goofy.
Pokémon.
It looks goofy, but I'm willing to give it a fair chance, even if I'm not into hip hop. So, hoping it'll be
I
good.
mean, I'm not into it either, but it is, like I said, interesting.
Yeah, like I said, I'm down to give it. I'm down to give it a fair chance.
I'm still in shock though.
Same.
Like, who would ever thought we would see Post Malone and Pokemon in the same sentence or in the same world?
I mean, then again,
Katy Perry's there too.
yeah, I was about to mention that.
Wait, what?
Katy
I
Perry.
didn't get that. What? Yeah, Katy Perry too.
Like what?
Well, I'm not a big fan.
Katy Perry apparently has been a Pokemon fan for like most of her life.
I believe it.
She's been, yeah, she's been like big on the franchise for like forever. Apparently, she's got like a tattoo, I think.
I feel like
Yeah,
I
I
saw it
think
on
so,
Twitter.
The more you know.
Yeah. Katy
What
Perry,
the heck?
Pokemon stan. Love to see it.
Yep.
Love to see it.
I'm very curious to see what other artists they collab with, because if they're gonna be doing all sorts of music collabs this year, then I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That'd be
for-
interesting.
But as for what else I could see get announced for Pokemon Day, because aside from the Sinnoh remakes being the big one, I think we might get more information on Pokemon Sleep, because that we have not gotten
Yeah, that game.
because we have not gotten any updates on that project since it was announced a couple years ago. So maybe we might get some footage and perhaps a launch window along with the hardware accessory to Pokemon Go Plus Plus. What a terrible name.
At
I
least
guess
it
you can
isn't
say they
plus and
slept on
minus.
Pokemon Sleep.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up. At least it isn't Pokemon Plus and Minus.
Oh my goodness.
I remember reading up on an article saying that a main series game could be called Plus and Minus. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh wait,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
remembered something else.
What?
Too, that was forgotten for a couple of years, and that is the sequel to the Detective Pikachu game.
Oh yeah, I was about to get to that actually.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
get to that.
The
Like
sequel was announced in 2018 too.
that got announced at the same time as Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, and we've heard nothing so far.
But by the time we heard about both of those, they were most likely very early in development. So they
Yeah.
definitely had no footage ready.
So we might get something for that this year too.
I think we have a better shot of seeing Detective Pikachu than Pokemon Sleep, honestly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I personally want this to take place after the events of the original, because the original did end on a cliffhanger.
Well, I've never played the original game, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I haven't played it either.
It was really good from what I remember.
I haven't played it either, but I really
a
want to.
lot.
Wow, I'm like the only one here that actually played it.
Well, I've seen the movie. Is that good enough?
Yeah, does watching the movie count, Kyle?
The movie is so good.
Yeah, the movie was really good.
And there's a sequel announced for that too.
Well, it wasn't officially confirmed yet.
Oh, it's not officially confirmed?
Not yet.
Damn.
Oh, I thought it was.
I remember reading up on an article said that it was gonna happen, but that was like a year ago or two.
Oh.
But Pokemon themselves haven't said that it's gonna happen just yet. I think they're gonna wait on until the second game comes out to say that they're gonna start the second movie
Yeah, makes sense.
because the movie had a proper ending, whereas the game had a cliffhanger for its ending. So we're definitely gonna see some differences there.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna have to wait until the game comes out first, so that the movie can at least have some base material to work on.
Yeah,
That's fair.
definitely agree.
Even though the movie did have some of its own made-up scenes, like the scene with Greninja and Torterra, that was not in the game at all.
Oh, wow.
So I think we'll definitely see some more of that. But other than that, I don't know what else to expect, other than the fact that I hope the title is Detective Pikachu Returns to Rhyme City, because that is such a good name. Because I just don't want it to be. I don't want it to be called Detective Pikachu 2. That sounds super generic and too easy to predict.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Hopefully Ryan Reynolds also come back.
Yeah, he was great as Pikachu.
Yeah, at least in the movie, Reynolds was not the voice for Pikachu in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even remember who was the original voice actor for Pikachu in the game.
I can look that up. Let me see.
But since this game is going to be on the Switch, we're definitely going to be seeing some new puzzles for sure, as opposed to using two screens on the 3DS. And we're definitely going to see a nice big graphical upgrade too. Like the original looks really good on the 3DS, but I think the Switch we're definitely going to see on. Could it be better looking than like say Sword and Shield? It's possible, but I'm just saying that as a kind of like as a base comparison, if you will. Rather than,
The actor for the Pikachu and Detective Pikachu was Danny DeVito.
oh, Danny DeVito, right? Turns out that is not the case, as Google provided us the wrong information. Turns out the voice for Detective Pikachu in the English version of the game is Kaiji Tang, not Danny DeVito. Back to the episode.
Danny DeVito. How old is he again? Oh, wow, he's like mid-70s right now.
Holy shit! I thought he would be 50 or something.
Bruh.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
Yeah.
Is Danny DeVito a nice guy?
We'll save that for another day. Let's not get off topic.
I don't know about the guy, so like, I don't know what you guys are referring to.
Oh, he's a very well-known actor.
I mean, he's been playing a lot of movies. I don't even remember what a movie's called, but he played with Arnold Schwarzenegger once.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on to other like random things that we I think could. What the heck did I write down in my agenda here?
Do you have any more expectations for?
I could definitely see like a new mobile game or something. But other than that, I think that about covers for that one. So let's move on to other like crapshoot or random stuff that we think could happen for Pokemon this year. Like for example, like I said, the collabs, for example. That's why I was trying to write in my agenda. Like, what other collabs do you guys think we could see from Pokemon this year? Because we have Katy Perry and Post Malone, but what else do you think we could see?
I mean, The Weeknd is pretty popular here, so who knows?
I'd be down for the weekend.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not in complete what's the word? I'm not up to date with most popular artists, even though I know a few.
That's fair.
So like it's like even if they were to collab with someone, I wouldn't know what to expect.
That's fair.
To be honest.
But I know the Weeknd is pretty popular, so like that's my only guess.
That's fair. All right. Do you have anything that you can say for this, Sam?
I don't think so. Hopefully, anyone who collaborates with Pokemon will be good. That's all I can really say.
Is this funny? Ariana Grande just collabed with Pokemon.
Okay, but that's actually not too far fetched.
Isn't
I don't
she
know, I don't-
also a Pokemon fan?
Is she? I have no idea.
But here's the thing that's
Yeah, she does. She likes Pokemon. Like she
Oh, she does?
spent a lot of her lockdown playing Let's Go Eevee apparently.
oh right.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
I didn't know that actually.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And she is very, very popular.
Yeah, like that's not the craziest idea that I've heard actually.
I thought it was crazy because I didn't picture her with Pokemon. Pokemon.
Sam.
Yeah.
But it surprised you. Like Ariana Grande.
Hey, it's the more you know.
Wow.
Or we could get Taylor Swift. Oh, hey, Killen.
Hey, Colin.
Hey, what's
hi.
up, Callum?
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No worries.
Hope you're better now.
Yeah, I've cooled down a bit, so.
All right, that's good.
I'm better.
All right.
That's good.
Yeah, the only thing that we talked about so far, Colin, is our personal predictions for Pokemon Day. So, do you want to give your answer for that?
Diamond and Pearl remix. I mean everyone's probably said that. I'll be honest.
You'd be right.
We did. Yeah, we did.
We did 100% of that.
Yeah, like as much as I want information on Pokemon Sleep, that thing is dead in the water, so I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
Kyle was just talking about sleep a while ago.
I'm sure there will be a few mobile phone apps announced, because they always seem to announce like at least two of them every time.
Yeah.
I'm
wait.
sure,
Wait.
I'm sh
All right, finish your response first.
I'm sure there will be some special Pokemon anniversary promotion in the raid dens.
Actually, that's actually happening as
That's actually happening right now.
yeah, Gmax Pikachu is going to be in a raid event starting next weekend.
And if a million is caught, then I think there's a special prize given.
Yeah, I think it's
Is it gonna be a shiny like Zeraora?
no, I think I remember hearing that it's going to be 100 Dynite ore and 100 Armorite ore, if I remember correctly.
Oh great! Oh great! So that's useless to me.
100%.
That's actually not worth it, to be honest.
Yeah. So like you'd think that it would be something better for the anniversary. Let me think. I'm sure, like, I hope there's gonna be like some spin-offs announced, whether it be new spin-offs or sequels or remakes to old spin-offs.
Okay.
Like I am desperately hoping for an Explorers of Sky remake and a Ranger remake for the Switch.
I would love a Ranger game.
I would love a Ranger game.
It would be so
Same.
good to go back to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
It really.
Or Coliseum, like I said before.
Oh yeah, like a Colosseum remake, a remake for the Switch would actually be perfect. Oh, oh, since it's something from Gen 1, a Stadium remake.
Oh.
That would be interesting. Because we haven't gotten one of those since
We
Stadium
haven't.
2.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
like,
actually perfect.
yeah, like, I would love a Stadium remake. Although something although part of the charm of Stadium is the weird Gen 1 mechanics, but like, but like, I think this would be probably more like Battle Revolution, but I still want there to be like a new stadium. Um, Let me think. I doubt they'll announce any main series games that aren't DP remakes. I've already went over spin-offs, went over mobile games, I went over
Imagine if they just threw a curveball and announced Gen 9.
That
Uh,
that would be interesting to see.
I know
I
it's
don't
not possible, but that'd be funny.
I do not want that.
I don't want that either.
At least not yet.
I don't think nobody wants that.
At least not yet.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
yet.
I mean, I want it in like 2 years or something, but not yet. Um, like there's not gonna be anything with the anime because that's next year. So I'm just trying to think of game things right now.
Having
There
trouble
might be
thinking.
some sort of like mystery gift giveaway, like for like the Kanto starters or something like maybe like through home or something.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
here's some like shiny Kanto starters in home or something. I don't know. Um,
That actually that
New forms for Kanto starters.
oh, I'd be so salty about that.
Oh god.
yeah.
They already got their Gmax forms. Let them be.
I mean, they look pretty cool, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I agree.
It would be awesome. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this exists already, but I think an art book of like every Pokemon generation, it would be a really great bit of merch.
Oh, okay.
There's obviously gonna be like a lot of Kanto merch just 'cause it's the anniversary, and because Game Freak are obsessed with Kanto.
Kanto.
Kanto more like cat. No. Thank you.
No problem.
Anything else, Colin?
I mean, they kind of did this in Heart Gold Soul Silver with the Pokewalker, but I would love, like a new version of the Pocket Pikachu.
Oh.
Okay.
But instead of just Pikachu, it would be like every Pokemon.
I mean,
Well, that'd be a little difficult to program, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like they did it with the Pokewalker, so like it's not impossible, but like at the same time, I doubt they do it. I just think a new Pocket Pikachu or something like that would be cool.
And actually, what if they did a reboot of the Pokewalker, but instead of that terrible screen, it had like a full LCD with a built-in touchscreen?
Yeah, please, because
That would connect via Bluetooth
Yeah.
instead of infrared.
yeah, that would be better. Wait, but the Switch doesn't have Bluetooth, does it?
It does.
Okay.
That's how it connects
It
to.
does actually.
It does actually. That's how it connects to its controllers wirelessly.
Then how the fuck can it not connect to my damn Bluetooth headphones?
It just doesn't support it in the software.
That is bad. Like, there's
Yeah,
no,
that is
It is so stupid.
there's that's such a bad idea to have working Bluetooth and not support headphones.
it is.
Like the only way that you can get Bluetooth headsets to work on the Switch is to buy a third-party adapter.
That's oh my god.
Sounds like a lot of
Basically
waste
a
of
money-making scam.
Ooh,
Yeah, it sounds like a scam to me.
ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Pokemon Puzzle League.
Oh.
They port Pokemon Puzzle League to the eShop.
Oh man, if N64 comes to Switch Online this year, then I think they have to add Puzzle League.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what that is.
It's a puzzle
It's
game.
It's Tetris, but Pokemon. It came out in Gen 1.
Oh,
Yeah, it's released on the. There was a version on the N64. Then there was another version on the Game Boy Color called Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I have that game actually. It was actually pretty fun.
I had the N64, but I never played it. Pokemon Tetris or whatever you call it.
Pokemon Puzzle League. In fact,
Yeah, that.
I think that's it, 'cause I just can't think of anything else, but yeah. Oh right, yeah. No, they won't do that 'cause they have the app now, but like, there did used to be a Pokemon trading card game, in Gen 1.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I have that actually.
That's a really good game. I really like that game.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, that game actually got a sequel in Japan that never released in the West.
Oh really?
Yeah, it did.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, because it had a more refined plot. You could play as a female character. It had an actual antagonist. Like it was freaking packed. It was just never released in the West.
That is so stupid.
It was literally never localized.
Japan fans be living a life.
But on the contrary, I'm checking the Wikipedia article for Pokemon Puzzle Week, and I'm not seeing a Japanese release date.
Huh? Guys,
I'm checking the-
wait, we forgot the most important side game of all. The
What?
most important mobile game of all, I mean.
What?
Pokemon Unite!
I was about to talk about that. That's what I was about to say before I was gonna let Colin finish his response first. Yeah, I'm checking.
Unite.
Yeah.
I don't care about Unite.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I think they are gonna touch on that if there is like
yeah,
a.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm checking the Bulbapedia article for Puzzle Week, and that has a non-applicable for a Japan release date. So it looks like it was never released in Japan,
That
So,
even though it starred characters from the anime.
was it a 4Kids thing then, or?
I don't know, because it released in North America, Australia, and Europe.
But what
Okay,
happened
that's
in
weird.
Japan? Big bra moments.
But anyway, do you have anything else to finish up on, Column, or are we good to move on?
Let me think. Just trying to think of any.
Having a hard time thinking there.
Yeah, like there's like I've really mentioned so much already.
no thoughts, head empty.
Yeah, I don't want to waste too much time on one question.
Yeah.
I don't think we've gotten to Nell yet.
No, we haven't gotten.
Saving the best till last, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay, so like before I hand over to Nell, something I would like even like is like just for the fun of it. Is for them to release an English version of Green.
Oh,
That's not crazy,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Yes, please.
That's not
Like,
crazy,
I
actually.
wouldn't. I wouldn't mind.
Like the only change that I think they'd have to do. Wait, no, because it's all in black and white, so it wouldn't matter anyway. Okay, no, yeah, yeah. I would like an English release of Green, just because it never released here. That's it.
That's
I mean, it
valid.
would be great for me since I've never played a console game.
I mean, I think Green was like the glitchiest of the Kanto games, but
Yeah, it is.
Fair enough.
But like, I've always wanted to play it. Alright,
That'd be really cool though.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would be. Alright, so now.
I guess a lot of what I would want to see over the next week has kind of been talked about a lot, like Diamond and Pearl remakes. Something I do want to mention with Diamond and Pearl remakes is obviously we definitely want to see some kind of inclusion of like the wild area and all of that. Because I think that was a really big step forward in terms of like steps towards like an open world format for the games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And like having that slightly non-linear aspect to the game where you could just choose to, before you even challenge the first gym, spend forever like running around the wild area and doing raids and doing different things. It just created a new dimension to the game, so I don't want to lose, I guess.
That's fair.
I think.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I think I mentioned this before, but I've said that I've wanted either the underground to be like this sort of wild area, or similar to like what we had in the max layer in the Crown Tundra.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good way of like keeping that continuity, and like the underground would fit that kind of dynamic really, really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or the Great Marsh as well.
I also think Mount Coronet could be a really interesting wild area.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Mount Coronet is so big itself.
Yeah,
Like there's so much that they could do with that space, I think.
like
Yeah.
with
Like,
me.
think of-
Oh, sorry. Go
No,
on.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Alex.
Okay. I've always been kind of on making the Great Marsh a wild area because that just takes away its specialness to Krogunk, but
Of course. Say.
Can't let that go unmentioned.
And as for the underground, I think it could work, but you would still have to find a way to keep the mining for fossils in there,
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
definitely.
because and if it is a wild area, I'm not sure how well executed the mining for fossils and other stuff is going to be. Mount
Actually,
Coronet.
I think I would prefer to be sort of like the max layer in Crown Tundra, because the max layer is basically an underground space.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That way you could keep both of the aspects of, hey, we have Dynamax Pokemon here, and you could mine fossils here.
One thing I don't want them to change, to make changes for, is to have it be having you get them from the digging duo in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Hey, the digging duo gives you lots of watt, though.
At least on the Isle of Armor, not in the wild area.
yeah, true.
I can see the digging just having like a place in it, but I wouldn't want to lose the entire feeling of like when you were on your DS in Diamond and Pearl and you could like tap out the fossils yourself and like
Yeah,
I miss
I agree.
that.
Like I could totally see them using HD Rumble to like indicate you that you're near an area that you can dig in, and give you haptic feedback when you're digging. Like there's so much potential that they can use with the Rumble.
Oh yeah, like, cause me, Hanny, I think Kyle, it was either Sam or Kyle, but I was playing Platinum and I was doing the Underground. After I think Sam may have left. I think it might just be me and Hanny, but I was doing the Underground, and we were talking about how difficult it is to find these spots where you can actually dig, because it's like a map with yellow spots. They have a vague, they have a vague bit of the area, but like it takes about 2 minutes at least just to find the exact spot.
Yeah, I don't think I was there for when you did that.
Oh, okay.
No, you aren't. I used to think there was like a sparkle on the actual, what do you call the walls to indicate where the digging spot would be, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not present until you tap the screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that has like interesting because like you told me about that last time, but like I didn't even remember this until now, but I, I could have sworn that when I was playing Diamond as a kid, I saw sparkles too. Like,
Yeah, I feel like I remember that.
yeah, like I didn't even remember that until now, but like I think I remember it too. There's some like weird Berenstein or Berenstein thing where it's like where it's like the Mandela effect.
Oh
maybe
god.
maybe the emulator removes it, or it's not in the ROM. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so that I guess that's kind of the kind of thing I want to make sure is still in Diamond, and also contests. It would be great to see them again.
yeah, I think that's the safest bet.
Contests.
And like I want to see because we see, I think because in Oras we didn't get to see trainer customization despite it being in that generation. I think what I'd like is if they didn't include trainer customization in Diamond and Pearl remakes, maybe if they could include them in the way they do contest outfits, and like you can choose your own outfit and your hairstyle, and like maybe put in a little bit of trainer customization there if they don't want to lose the designs for Paul and Dawn and Lucas.
That's fair.
That's
I
fair.
can see that being a way of including like a little bit of customization, because I do really like that as a feature.
I mean, to be fair,
love-
Let's Go did have character customization, even if it was not as fully featured as, say, Sun and Moon.
I
Right,
just counted that as Eevee customization because I did not care about anything the trainer wore.
Wow.
When you can dress your Eevee, that's more important. Oh yeah. I'm
so yeah.
sorry for interrupting once again. I really am.
Oh no, it's fine.
But DP remakes. Yeah, DP remakes. They need to bring her back.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
they do. She's so cute.
it is.
Anyway, yes, I continue.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of exhausts, like, we've talked about DP remakes a lot, so I don't want to keep, like, hammering on the same thing.
Oh, look at him.
But then some, like, other stuff that I was hoping to see. I know that the anime stuff is next year and everything, but, it was confirmed that for the 20th anniversary, their original plan for, like, a movie was to bring back all of the characters who had been pro-tags for at least a bit, and they were going to, like, revisit everyone. And, like, that was confirmed that they were originally planning to do that, but it got scrapped.
Oh my god.
I'd love to see them do something like that in the future, maybe now that they've, like, trialed it and maybe thought about it. There's clearly the intent to do it. So, like, it would be great to have some kind of, like, feature-length thing where we get to see all of the old pro-tags like they originally planned to do for the 20th.
I guess that's why they had like a cameo of all the companions at the end of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to mention that, actually.
at the end of the I Choose You credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it originally came from. So like, it would be really cool if they could go back to that original idea and like do that, because I think a lot of people wanted to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, like, I don't really know why it was scratched, but like, I would guess it was just due to like the availability of the voice actors. Like, I know Silent's voice actor is really expensive.
Yeah, and I also know that May's voice actor is out of commission now because
Yeah.
she's ill. But
Yeah.
like, they've proven that they're
Poor
finally
cow.
casting people. You know, like
Yeah.
Misty's voice actors changed over time. Like everyone, like it happens, and like I think people want to see the characters more than they care about the original voice acting. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Although-
think it's a different scenario in Japan. But then like they do change up the voice actors, so I don't know.
Like what's interesting though is that apparently Gary is keeping the same voice actor.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
He is? Oh,
Um,
dog.
I mean, yeah, just from what I heard, I heard that he was
That's
seen
fascinating.
hanging out with Rika a lot, and well, like there were rumors like going around that he was a return. And I think especially like with a character like Gary, where that one voice actor is kind of important to how to the performance they give.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Like I the thing is, when you see Gary's voice actor hanging out with Ash's voice actor for the first time in ages, there's probably something big.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
Oh, I'm so excited to see what they do with Gary and they bring him back to Jenny.
Same.
That's like a separate conversation, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that's
really-
different.
Oh, can we just talk about the fact that I freaking predicted Gary coming back like a few months ago?
I mean, I did too. not to brag or anything.
Yeah. I think it's just.
To be honest, I would. Oh, sorry, Phil. You go ahead.
Sorry. I, I keep interrupting it ever. I don't mean to. I'm really sorry.
No, it's all good.
What I was gonna say was, I really want Gary to appear, like, cause apparently episode 60 is going to be like a return to the to Wickstrom and
Ooh.
and it's called like actually I don't want to say anything more because I kind of watched the new episode while I was cooling down. So I don't really want to spoil anything. So
Oh, okay.
but I'm just going to say I kind of want Gary to appear right after maybe not right after that Western episode, but maybe right after Ash beats that Gallade guy.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name again? I forget.
Rinto, I believe.
Yes, Rinto.
Yeah, I want him to appear right after Ash beats that Gallade guy.
To whoop his ass.
Jump Ash, is really confident, and as we all know, the one person that Ash bragged the most to is Gary. So, and if Orange Island and Battle Frontier taught me anything, it's that when Ash wins something major, it's always really fun to have Gary there to kick his ass.
Yeah, because Ash just won the Battle Frontier, and then later in a couple of episodes, Gary just appears and then just literally whoops his ass.
That'd be hilarious.
Does that mean Gary is now the master of Battle Frontier brains? Since
I'm-
he's Ash?
I mean, let's be honest. Gary probably could have beaten the Battle Frontier if he wanted.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
would've.
true.
He would have. He literally has some of the strongest Pokemon, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like even in DP, like Gary was still training his Pokemon just as much as Ash, despite the fact that he was a researcher. So it wouldn't really surprise me to think that Gary would be just as strong as Ash right now.
Yeah, true.
And it wouldn't be surprising to see him compete in the PWC, really, since he still does battle.
I'd love to see that happen.
I mean,
I
like,
really think Gary's going to be in the PWC. I really, really think it.
like
That's a very
I'm
solid
convinced that
possibility.
He will be, and I'm really convinced that he will be in the PWC, just because the PR made that tweet saying, "Oh, he's returning as a rival."
Yeah, I did see
Oh.
But like, I don't know, like, while it's perfectly reasonable for Gary to battle and be a professor or and be a researcher at the same time, it's always it's kind of weird for me for him to enter the PWC, just because if he did that, I would feel like he's putting more priority over his battles when that's not really when that wouldn't really be or make sense, given that he's primarily a researcher. But
that. Maybe he can just do it as a sort of researching purpose
Yeah.
thing to maybe
Ooh.
find out about Dynamaxing or something.
That's a good idea. I do have a thought about that, but I'll save that for later. Because I think we talked about like the first 2 points on my agenda for a tad bit too long. Because we kind of gone on a tangent about the anime.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, Nell, do you have anything to finish before we move on?
I actually think Kaylin wants to say something.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
sorry. I was trying to say that I actually really like Gary competing in the PWC, just because of this one thought I just had, which is Gary being a researcher and competing in the PWC would be a really great foil to Ash being a researcher and competing in
Oh yeah.
the PWC.
All right.
Yeah, I can see that.
One last point before we move on. If Gary does battle Ash again, because to be honest, they haven't battled that much. It'd be cool if Ash actually used Pikachu against Gary, because I don't think Pikachu has ever battled against him.
Yeah, he has. He's
Well, at
lost.
least not in the Johto League.
Johto, he lost to Eevee once. No, it was Johto he lost. Sorry, it was Orange Islands. He battled him with Eevee. He lost. Johto.
Well, to get
he
revenge.
battled him. Johto. It was Pikachu versus the Eevee who had now evolved into Umbreon.
Right, I remember that.
And Battle Frontier. It was Pikachu
Versus
Electivire.
Electivire.
So,
Oh, well, that seems familiar.
So like Pikachu had never won against Gary, but he had battled Gary.
I meant to say Pikachu never won against.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think what Hani meant was that Pikachu is number one against Gary.
Okay, yeah, okay, no, that makes more sense. Anyway,
Anyway.
Okay, now I can move on.
All right. Do we have? Does anyone else have any last thing to say before we move on?
I mean,
No, we
I
can move
think-
on.
Okay.
I mean, like wasn't Nell doing her closing thoughts or something? Or?
It's okay. I feel like we've spent ages talking on this, and it's okay. I'm happy to move on.
Okay. All right. So, this was a fun one. Why don't we talk about a dream Pokemon game that we want to have, so you could be as realistic or as unrealistic as you want.
I have an idea already.
All right, then go ahead.
Kyle, can you repeat that question again?
what kind of a dream Pokemon game would you want to have? Whether so be as unrealistic or unrealistic as you want.
Oh,
All right. So what do you have to say, honey?
So, it'd be a dream to have this amazing Pokemon game where you visit all the regions from Kanto to Galar, and you just, I don't know, uh, instead of like taking gyms, you would, well, you can take on gyms, but you can also do like anything else, like maybe if you want to compete in contests or I don't know, what else can you do in Pokemon games?
Not much.
Breeding? I think there's a lot of potential for that because like I've been thinking about something similar, and like maybe instead of it being there's like a set like linear story or whatever, you have different like skill barometers that you build up, and one of those skills is training, and one of those skills is battling, and one of those skills is contests and breeding
Yeah.
and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, actually, I agree. Maybe,
they all have
Yeah.
the same
maybe you
idea,
would,
big brain.
maybe you would visit like not all the towns from every region, but like the most significant towns or cities in every region, something
I
like
mean,
that.
I'd love it if they did. I mean, obviously this is completely unrealistic, but like completely open world, all the regions. If you needed to travel between regions that were far away from each other, build in like a public transport thing, make
Yes.
more open world areas like we have in the wild, and make loads of different career paths open and possible, and like just like a completely open world experience.
That'd be cool.
I would love
That's-
that.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, Ash travels region from region in like this split of a second now.
Exactly. It would fit really well with the journey's dynamic, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sam, what do you have to say?
To be honest, the only thing I want to say right now is that I actually want to go to sleep, but keep it very, very short and unrealistic as possible.
Okay.
Uh, it's the same idea as Hani has, because I think in both practice and execution, if if done right, if it can be done right, I think traveling to both Kanto and from Kanto to Galar with some updated DLC would be fan-fucking-tastic.
I agree.
And like you can like make choices and like you don't have to if you want to take on gyms you can do that, but if you don't want to take on gyms you can also be a coordinator instead and maybe head up to like the master class of the Pokemon League.
Ooh, okay.
For every region.
Okay.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, because you know what would be really cool though if oh God, you said unrealistic as possible. I think I'm gonna go beyond unrealistic as possible.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Pokemon in space.
What the heck?
I actually love that.
Or guys, I'm gonna
So
go
it's like Super Pokemon Galaxy.
I'm gonna go far beyond that, honey.
Oh my god.
Pokemon multiverse section.
A multiverse.
I love the way you think.
A multiverse.
Yeah, because I think the Pokemon section of the multiverse hasn't really that been explored, and the closest thing we got that was from X and Y, I think, and even that wasn't that well explored. I think like I said before, as unrealistic as possible would be something that could like explore other worlds or dimensions or even other universes.
Okay.
Now that
So
is,
something like the distortion world or like the ultra wormhole or something.
yeah, something like that, but on a much larger scale.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes sense.
Problem with that is because this is Pokemon, it's very, very hard to pull off, and done poorly, we can like very screw it up badly.
Yeah.
It's because like this isn't like you're going from A to B world where you're doing one thing. This is like what 50 plus worlds with different universes, and yeah, that's pretty hard to pull off. But if done
Yeah, that is.
correctly, it can. If done correctly in practice, I think it'd be one of the best and closest thing that Pokemon can reach when it comes to epic maximum levels.
Yeah,
Sounds
makes
like
sense.
you're kind of describing Mario, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, except you're not some random red plumber.
Chase,
Just to say some princess.
just to save a princess, only to be kidnapped over and over and over and over.
Yeah, and also saving random mushrooms in the process.
Well, this
Yeah,
is an interesting stuff.
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm gonna stop right there because I'm heading to
Okay.
sleep. I need to
Okay.
sleep.
That's fair.
All
Have a
right.
good night, sleep.
All right. Good night, Sam.
It's very, very fun to talk to you guys.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And then there were 4.
And then yes.
At one point, you have to wonder why Mario.
Yeah. So true, Column.
Hello?
So true. Anyway, that's getting off topic. All right. So my turn. And for me, I'm gonna take a completely different direction, and
Yeah.
instead of like one big game or something, I've always wanted Pokemon to take a crack at a collection that contains every game from Red and Blue up till Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, with a central box system so that it can have Pokemon Home compatibility, some screen border options, as well as like a separate controller so that you can use the touchscreen while playing on the TV, as well as include a few bonuses like the TV commercials for when they were new, playable demos, a couple episodes of the anime, soundtrack, stuff like that.
I would love that.
That sounds so good.
That sounds really good. And you know, it doesn't sound too unrealistic, but for like what Pokemon does, it sounds kind of unrealistic.
Like I feel like I talked about this with you, honey, last year. I think.
You did. You
Yeah.
did.
I think with how I think with how I think with how many decisions Game Freak has made recently that have been purely for for financial gain. I think it would be more likely for them to release like virtual console versions of their old games separately.
I mean, true, but
Yeah.
this wouldn't be directly involved with Game Freak, I don't think, because they're still a really small studio. Don't forget.
I mean,
I mean-
maybe, but they're also still the one to handle the mainline Pokemon games. So
Yeah, true. but I still feel like that would be like, and also it would have like full multiplayer support with both wireless and online, even for Gens 1, 2, and 3, which didn't even have online play. Like, when you can set up like a link code, for example, like you do in Sword and Shield. Or invite someone on that's on your Switch friend list, for example. Because there's like no games on the Switch that uses friend invites.
Which is dumb.
And also, I would like some cool screen filter options, like a smoothing mode for like the 3DS games to make it look less pixelated. Kind of like those mods that you see for 3DS games on an emulator.
Ah, okay. That would be nice.
Yeah.
And it would just bring more legacy content to the Switch, which it really needs.
Yeah. Now, are you talking because I keep seeing your thing glow green and then but like no sound coming out?
Oh no, I didn't say anything. It might just be a glitch.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. All right. Okay.
Not to break up the flow of conversation or anything.
No,
No, sorry. Like I was just worried that we couldn't hear you or something.
No, all
That's
good, all good.
that's a valid concern, though. But anyway, but like that's one of the main reasons why I still hold on to my 3DS to this day, because the Switch can only play the Pokemon games that are available on the platform already. But and people really value backwards compatibility, especially on the Switch, since it's a hybrid form factor. So, like being able to play like Sun and Moon on the TV, that's like a dream right there.
I really wish I still had my 3DS.
Like I don't mind keeping my other systems around, but it's just so much more convenient just to have that one system that just plays all the games, you know?
Yeah.
And I would like and alongside this this controller that I mentioned, Nintendo could also release a separate like USB adapter that would plug into the USB port on the Switch that had the old cartridge slots, so you can use like a Game Boy game, a 3DS game, or even an SD card for games that you have downloaded digitally, so you can access stuff like your virtual console saves, any digital files that you have for X and Y, and being able to use your physical copies on the Switch.
Hey, Game Freak, you should hire Kyle.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it would like
you pretty much have some dope ideas.
like it would definitely require an adapter to use on the dock, but I would love like an all-in-one bundle that included this game and the 2 hardware accessories, like selling for $100, for example, profit.
Ah, okay.
And normally it would probably go for like 120, 130, maybe even 140. So that would be like a really good value.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And speaking of hardware releases, I really want Pokemon to make a special edition, 25th anniversary edition Switch this year, like what they did for the new 3DS back in 2016 for the 20th anniversary.
That one actually seems likely.
Actually, that seems very likely.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely thing that we've talked about today.
Yeah.
I mean,
just because of how many custom Switches they made.
Yeah. Imagine if they made a custom Switch for Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I would freaking buy that.
I didn't know you would, but you don't need it.
You can't stop me.
I would want to buy it, but like, I wouldn't be able to buy it.
No, neither would I.
I mean, it would probably be released in like November, around the time frame of whenever the new games come out, like what they did for the Switch Lite and Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
But if, like, say, Nintendo releases a new Switch model, then they could probably make a special edition for that and market it more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Same. Okay, is there anything else on the agenda?
We do have potential.
I never got to say anything about my dream Pokemon game.
Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't?
we didn't finish
Okay.
everyone yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like like I was worried that we were about to move on. I wouldn't get to say anything.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. So my dream Pokemon game, it's one
Let's
that I
go,
would.
Krogunk.
Actually, it's not. Although I would love that. Um, my dream Pokemon game is something that I know Game Freak would love, because it's set in Kanto, but um, it's um, it's a sequel to Gold Silver Crystal or Heart Gold Soul Silver, and it's set like you. It's set throughout Johto and Kanto. You start in Johto, and you then move to Kanto. So it's like it's the reverse of Gen 2. Um,
Okay.
um, basically, wait, no, I think that's the same as Gen 2.
Yeah, it
Oh no,
is.
yeah. Um, starting Kanto, move to Johto then. Screw it. But um, you you are a trainer. It's set like a while after the events of Gold Silver Crystal. Like when I say a while, it's like I've always imagined it being like 20 years. Although that's possibly what like although that's possibly like the timeline of the Pokemon games now, and now considering how old Red and Blue are in Gen 7. But let's just say it is set 20 years after the events of Gold Silver Crystal. Um, something that I've always been interested in is how Kanto and Johto would have changed in those 20 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
For example, something that has to be there is that Claire has to be champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue has to be the new professor.
Okay.
I would
Um,
love that.
yeah. Red is not important at all. He might not even exist in the game because I don't care about Red. I never have cared about Red.
Oof.
Red is overrated.
Oh, definitely. I don't know why Pokemon keep hyping him up when he was canonically beaten by Gold. Anyway, um, Janine would probably still be the future gym leader, but Koga would definitely be retired and probably not be an Elite Four anymore. Um, Price, I think Price would be dead, but like 'cause he's so old. But
Wow.
like
Feels bad to be Price.
Price is like 80. Like how is he gonna? Um,
There
Bla-
are people who live 100 years.
that's
Just
true.
saying.
Yeah. Yes. Um. Blaine is like 60, so like, and it's like my whole thing is that Blaine, just because I like Blaine, I want Blaine to live and to still be running the gym at like 80, just because he's too stubborn to give up.
He
But
can be the Kanto's version of Opal.
exactly.
And you know
Um,
what? Good for him.
but Blaine would no longer be running the gym from the Seafoam Islands because they would have re-established a new settlement on Cinnabar. Um,
True.
so he would be back on Cinnabar Island, or at least something, or at least like a new artificial Cinnabar Island that's near that's nearby the old one.
Okay.
Just to avoid the threat of volcanoes. Actually, that ties into another idea. You know how you know how Lily left for Kanto at the end of Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want her to be like a fairy type trainer somewhere.
Yes.
Ah,
Like, not a gym leader because but
she doesn't really fit the role of a gym leader.
Nah, she
like,
wouldn't.
she doesn't really fit gym leader or Elite Four, and even though I do want a fairy type Elite Four because we haven't had one. I don't really know what her role would be, but she has to be. But she
She,
has to be a fairy type trainer somewhere in Kanto. That can tie into the whole cinnabar thing. Could you say that that the artificial new cinnabar was created by the Aether Foundation?
Ooh.
okay, okay.
They're not evil it's after Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
But like
I mean, to be fair, it is canon that Lily is a fairy type trainer thanks to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, as she has a Clefairy and a Comfy.
and the Balmy. Yes. The way I always imagined it was that like because she went to meet Bill at the end of Sun and Moon.
True.
So the way I thought of it was um Bill gave her a Clefairy, and that was her starter because
Oh, okay.
Oh.
and that makes sense because if you remember
Yeah, it does.
in Fire
That
Red
does
Leaf
make
Green,
sense.
he turned himself into a Clefairy.
Right.
But only in Fire Red Leaf Green, in the other gate, in Red and Blue, and Let's Go, and Yellow. He was a Nidorino, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
But like I've always associated him with Clefairy because I didn't realize that it was a Nidorino until Let's Go. So I always like the idea that he gave her a Clefairy as her starter.
Okay.
And then I guess she had like a Wigglytuff two or something, but like
Uh,
she's a fairy type trainer doing something somewhere, I don't know. Um
I was gonna say like maybe she can like similar what she did in Sun and Moon. She can sort of be like a fairy trainer and an assistant to Blue.
Yeah,
maybe,
good point.
yeah. Um let, although I do think she wanted to become a trainer like at the end or something cause she
No,
wanted
she did. She can be both a fairy trainer and the professor's assistant.
okay.
Just like a side thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
yeah. Let me think. I like the idea of Faulkner being in the Elite Four because
Yes.
he
Ooh,
because
yeah.
He deserves
because
it.
because he sucks so much in Johto. He deserves better.
He
Um
does.
um like also you can say his dad took over the gym again. Um because his dad was the previous gym leader. Whitney, there's no changes to Whitney. She's terrifying as is. Um,
Yeah.
With her milk tank. Yep.
I see Bugsy, retiring to teach, to teach about Pokemon. I don't know why, but like that's always what I've imagined. Is that he wasn't really interested in being a gym leader more than learning about Pokemon. I've always imagined him like, not really staying there like in the future.
He could be a breeder or something.
Uh, his whole thing is that is that he's the encyclopedia for bug type Pokemon. I've always liked the idea of him sharing his knowledge.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's think. With Morty is the same, just older. He's still obsessed with Ho-Oh. He's he's just the exact same. I can't imagine Morty changing. Let me think. Chuck, he's still running the gym. He's just old. Um, Jasmine. Now I imagine that Jasmine eventually moved to Sunny Shore City full time to pursue contests because
Okay.
she was
That actually makes sense because she was in Sunny Shore City.
exactly. So I like the idea of her just of there being a different Olivine gym leader. Then there's Price who's dead, so he's probably that's gonna be a new gym leader. Claire, there's definitely a new gym leader there because I imagine that after Claire beats Land, he just retires entirely and just lives in Blackthorn, like kind of doing what Alder does in Black and White too. Um,
Okay.
as for the Kanto gym leaders, I like the idea of Brock being a traveling Pokemon doctor just because the anime inspired me.
Okay.
And there's a different guy in Pewter. Um, I like the idea of the Viridian Gym actually being the first one you face, just because that would be just because that's so different from like everything else. Um,
Yay, I
um,
can send for him once more.
Misty, everyone talks about Elite Four Misty. I think that works perfectly for the anime Misty. I can't really imagine game Misty changing much though. Who's the fourth? Oh, Erica. I don't understand why Erica would change. She seems perfectly content and settled on. Sabrina. I've Sabrina's confusing because did she move to become an actor full time in Gen 5 because she was in Pokestar Studios? Um,
I have no idea.
I don't
yeah, because
remember.
I'm just assuming that that's some sort of vacation because I don't think that she would leave the Saffron gym because of the feud she has with the fighting dojo. Um, um,
Probably just a temporary thing.
yeah, um, yeah. The Elite Four. There's gonna be Faulkner. Karen's still gonna be there. Bruno, I can't really imagine leaving. Um, Will, I'm gonna keep Will because I like Will. I think he's underrated, even though when battling he does suck. Um, I think I've went over how everyone would change. I can't. Like the town would change too. Like I think Blackthorn would be a bit bigger, just because, like Claire would be the champion, Lance would be there a lot more often. Like I can imagine it having it more of a presence in the region. Celadon, Saffron, Goldenrod, they're the three big cities. They stay the same. Echo Creek stayed the same. I can't really imagine many changes for locations really, but I've thought about the characters a lot, so yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately, I thought of no Evil Team plot because, well, I don't want Team Rocket Part 3, but like Team Rocket are so tied to Kanto and Johto that it's hard to imagine it without them. So I don't know what to do for an Evil Team plot, but yeah,
That all seems very interesting though.
thank
Yeah,
you.
true.
I just like I just like seeing how like the first two regions have would have really changed after everything because that's something that we didn't really get much of in Gen 2 with Kanto. So
To be honest, I've always wondered how every region would kind of change after a while, and we only really got a glimpse of that in Gen 5 with the sequels to Black and White.
Yeah, like, cause like they actually did go, here's how the region changed,
Yeah,
whereas because there wasn't much space, for Kanto, like I think it was like Masuda, like alone, had to like make his own code just so they could fit Kanto in the game, and it was like very stripped down, so there wasn't really much to, to explore how it changed.
yeah,
So I think that seeing how Kanto and Johto would have changed like say like 20 years after the events of like Gen 2, I think it would be really interesting.
Makes sense.
hey, let's get a Sinnoh sequel.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
That'd be interesting, really.
Like, I feel like I remember watching one of Joe Merrick's live streams like last month, and he said
Yeah.
and he pretty much said that he would be down to have a sequel of like Sinnoh or Gower, for example. And I thought that was super interesting. Like, you can have a game set in an old region but have a brand new plot. Like,
Yeah.
you could do the Black 2 and White 2 treatment and release it as a new game. Like, I feel like that has so much potential. But it would also get, I feel like it would also get kind of stale if they did that for every single region though.
No. I think Game Freak, like, since they tried the whole sequel thing with Black and White, it wasn't very well received. Like, I don't think it did that well in terms of money. So, I don't know if they're ever gonna go down that route again.
Yeah, cause like Gen 5, that's like the one generation that was received
Really?
poorly. Like
They were really
It
good
was
games.
slandered back then.
yeah, like it was received really poorly at the time, but like in like the past like decade, everyone's been going, wait, no, these are great games.
You know, like everyone
They
took a
were really
180
good
on it. I know, I
games.
certainly did.
They were really good games.
Yeah,
Like, I know everyone knows this already, but like I'm replaying White again, and I don't know, it's just so fun.
cause like. Like, I think the one thing that everyone hated was that you couldn't use any old Pokemon onto the post
Yeah,
game.
I
or-
admit
or
when I
catch
first
any.
started playing White, I didn't like that.
Yeah, but like now it's something I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it because it forces you to use the new mons and find new favorites and instead
Exactly.
of relying on the old ones. But even when
Yeah.
they caved and put old mons all over the place in Black and White too, I think
Yeah.
just I think just Black and White themselves had like spoiled Gen 5 in general for a lot of people. So it took a while for a lot of fans to realize that they were being dumb.
And there's also the fact that, like Gen 5 had a lot of more Pokemon, and
Yeah.
they had some of, like, I don't know, questionable designs for some Pokemon, so I guess that was off-putting for most of the fans.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like Gen 5, I think Gen 5 in general was meant to be like a kind of soft reboot,
It
cause,
is. It
cause
is.
like, cause you can see it cause you can see it in a lot of the designs, how they're clearly trying to fill like a lot of the same roles that the original that the original Kanto decks had. And I don't
Yeah, I
and,
mean,
and I just think part of it is just going, oh, there's going to be all new Pokemon. Shit, we need things like we need new cave mons. We need new, cause like I think like just I think that was kind of going to be inevitable just like whether it was a soft reboot or not, but like when you're making a game with only new Pokemon, you kind of have to have all these roles filled that old Pokemon would normally fill in the old games. So I think
Definitely.
like so say something like Geodude and Onyx being in all the or like Geodude or like something like Geodude and Zubat being in like all the caves.
Right.
Like
And
they
then
were
you
like
have Robot.
I I and then you have like Roggenrola and
Roggenrola.
Woobat,
Yeah.
which I do really like the design.
I love them.
Yeah, I can't like I love their designs. They're great, but like they're very clearly meant to be the token Cavemons for Unova.
You
Yeah.
even have like Pokemon like Sock and Throw.
Yeah, Shock and Throw. I think they're a bit. No, they're just Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, aren't they?
Exactly. I really like their designs as well. I just never use them.
Yeah. I always, I always, um, I've always been one to go use Sock at least for Lenora because he is the best Lenora counter in the entire game. But
God, Lenora was so annoying to
yeah,
battle. Even today.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. But like, and like, when you like, it's funny. The like the ones that don't try to fill any of the roles from previous games were kind of like the worst received mons. Cause think of like the elemental monkeys. There were no like other like their entire purpose is to teach new players about type matchups.
Yeah.
That wasn't really something that existed in the old games outside of the starters. So
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
so. And it's interesting how when they created mons that fit a brand new role, they weren't really well received. And while I do think the elemental monkeys get too much hate, I still don't like them because I think their designs just could have been better.
I don't like them, to be honest.
None do I.
Like
like
I always use one elemental monkey just for the first gym and then just box them.
Yeah, yeah. Like I do think they are really good for the first gym.
Yeah.
Like like um yeah. Like even and some of the rules weren't even like weren't even um like filling rules from Gen 1. It was just rules from older games. For example, um for example, you had stuff like Reuniclus and Gothcell both being the token psychic types, but
Yep.
Reuniclus was probably more like the Alakazam, whereas Gothcell was probably more like the Gardevoir. You had stuff like Shelmet and Carablast who were like who were who who were kind of like the Heracross and Pinsir being like dueling bug types. You had Nick Basculin was everywhere, but I wouldn't really say that it filled the Magikarp role because it was actually a good Pokemon.
Basculin is actually not that bad, to be honest.
no,
It's just ugly.
Basculin is really strong actually.
It is good.
It always gets me by surprise, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually not really any Magikarps in Gyarados role in Univale, which is interesting.
The only Pokemon that I kind of compare to the Gyarados line is
Milotic.
the Milotic line. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's totally a fair comparison.
yeah.
But even then, it's like Milotic is like this majestic, beautiful Pokemon. Gyarados is this powerful Pokemon.
Yeah,
But it still has the same idea. It's like
yeah,
it evolves from an ugly fish. So
yeah. Like I think the most blatant thing where they filled the role was Ordino being Chansey.
yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that one. Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, like, and the thing is, like,
Adino was even there in the anime in black and
yeah,
white. So like that's so obvious.
yeah. I'm still really pissed that they made that Wigglytuff an XY when Aromatisse, the Plague Daughter Pokemon, was right there. Anyway, yeah, I could go on for ages about the parallels between between Gen 5 Mon and filling older roles, but like,
Well,
I'm
what were
not
they
gonna
even
go on.
talking about before?
We were talking
Um,
about Calm Stream Pokemon game,
Oh yeah,
and we kind of went on a tangent onto Gen 5.
yeah.
Alright, let's just go on to whoever's next on the agenda because holy shit, that was a long tangent.
It's
Did,
okay.
did,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, Nell, did you give your response yet?
To the dream game.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I kind of like cracked on a little bit earlier, but like the open world game, I just want to be able to do contests, but have it be like a mainline plot instead of just being like a little side game in 2 games.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it would be nice to have something that was different than just you become the champion. It would be nice to have a different goal than that and to explore that kind of like as an option and not have that be a side game either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it could give the game more variety.
Right,
That's why I kind of like. That's why I kind of like doing the trials in Gen 7 because at that point I'd become like tired of doing the same thing of
Yeah.
just going to gyms after gyms in every generation and you do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, some of it was a nice breath of fresh air in that regard.
I
Yep.
think I think what's great about Sword and Shield is that they do go back to the old gym formula, but they still change it enough where it feels really fresh.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
also
yeah.
and they also integrated into the plot a lot more, so they felt way more
Yeah.
important than past generations.
Something I really like in Sword and Shield. I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I really like the whole league format in Sword and Shield, where instead of having like an Elite Four, we have like a tournament. And I don't know, I just really like that concept. It's
Oh, I like.
basically what the anime. It's basically the anime version.
Yeah, I really do like
Yeah.
that idea as well.
Yeah. I like it. I think like I think I would have liked it more if they'd done the gym leaders rather than not, because like I think just the tournament works best for Galar, but I think
No, they definitely did that better.
but like I think what I would like is that you do the 8 gyms, then tournament, then Elite Four, then champion,
Oh yeah. That
like,
would have been great too.
but like that also but that also might just be too much. So
I mean, there could be like story events that take place after every event. So like if you do a tournament, there might be a story event, and
yeah,
then later you do the Elite Four, or maybe another story event, and then finally you take on the champion.
yeah. Like what's interesting about like the tournament in Sword and Shield is that when you're doing the gym leaders, yeah, is it when you're rematching the gym leaders, you fight Nessa, then Alistair, then Bede. No, it's Bede first, right?
It's Bede first, then
Yeah.
Nessa.
Or it's Bede first, then Nessa, then Alistair or B, and then Raihan. So there kind of is an Elite Four.
Yeah,
Could you fight four gym leaders?
except they're just not new characters.
Yeah. I appreciate how how they did keep 4 in, just for the imagery of the Elite Four.
Yeah. I think the Galarian Star tournament probably did the whole tournament aspect better though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played it, but like I feel like that's kind of the point. So
Anyway,
yeah.
so we good to move on then?
Mhm.
All right. So, we kind of already talked about the anime, but what other effects of this year being the 25th anniversary do you see being rolled into the anime for this year? Like, how could the anime celebrate the 25th anniversary of Pokemon?
Okay, well, my first thought is, so since we all predict Sinnoh remakes coming, I expect there to be some sort of Sinnoh advertisement in Pokemon Journeys or something. So like, say something like bringing back Palmer or bringing back Barrier or Hopplerdon. I can dream. Or like them just exploring more places of Sinnoh that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, true.
Maybe they could bring back some gym leaders from Sinnoh as well, like maybe Gardenia could come back. I always wanted to see her again, just because of the fact that, you know, she still has James's Pokemon.
Yeah, Cacnea.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see Maylene return, but, you know, like, we have Karina returning again, so, like, I don't know if that's too likely.
I mean, we could probably see a battle between them.
I mean, I guess. I don't know if that's possible. And I feel like we could see Volkner, since I think he's probably the most popular gym leader from Sinnoh. I don't know if that's true.
Okay. I mean, Volkner is my personal favorite gym leader.
Yeah. And definitely Cynthia should return as well.
Oh, that's like a necessity.
Yeah.
I mean, they brought back Steven during X and Y.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Cynthia is definitely gonna return. Like, there's no way. Like,
Yeah, there's no way.
That's like a
Like,
guarantee.
you like even if she doesn't battle Ash, even if it's just her battling Leon, they're gonna like they will bring her back.
Yeah, definitely.
And in some degree.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I
out of all the Sinnoh characters that I could see having the best chance of returning for Journeys to promote Sinnoh, I think Cynthia is definitely it.
Yeah.
My personal dream, like I've always been saying, is to bring back Barry and Dawn just to advertise Sinnoh remakes.
They would also do very good fits too.
And to be
Yeah.
honest, I've also wanted Lucas to make an anime appearance, since he never really had that experience ever since
Yeah.
Except-
the Giratina movie.
Yeah, except for that cameo at the beginning of Guarantia and the Sky Warrior.
Yeah, but that did nothing. So like, I want him to possibly compete in the PWC, and you know, like have something else than just a cameo from that movie.
Yeah.
Like, the freaking male characters have been getting shafted for a while.
Heck yeah.
Like it's because they're like Ash is a male character to the point where like they just stick him in the male protagonist outfits now. Like Journeys is like the first one to do that since Black and White. Sorry, Journeys is the first one to not do that since Black and White. Lucas in the Giratina movie just isn't canon to me because, well, Wickstrom appeared at the start of one of the XY movies, and the Wickstrom we saw in Journey is completely different. So I, the writers of the main show itself, I clearly do not give a shit about the movies. they do not consider them canon. unless it's like the ones from OS.
That's
Because-
definitely true.
Because we know the Mewtwo movie is canon, and we know and we know movie 2 is canon, because they mentioned that in Johto. Movie 3, in all reality, Delia should probably be should probably have been traumatized after that, but like like but because we don't see Delia often, it's kind of hard. Like movie 3 is kind of hard to gauge whether it's canon or not.
Yeah.
Movie 4, that's the Selby one, just because of the connection to Oak, that kind of has to be canon. Movie 5, Ash knows what a Latios is. It's canon.
Oh boy.
Cause it's like when it's like when Tobias sends out Latios, Ash goes, Latios! And like that's the only mention of heroes in the entire anime. Ash knows what a Latios is. Which I mean, Heroes would be a really weird movie to reference considering what happened at the end of it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because that's just, I'm still grossed out at the end of the movie like that.
That's so weird. Anyway.
But like it's still my favorite Pokemon movie. I just really don't like the ending. They include Team Magma in the Jirachi movie, so I think that one's canon. But like,
Wait. Team Magma was in the Jirachi movie?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember that? And I remember just watching like with you guys.
Yeah.
it's not like it's only in a flashback to the villain's origin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cause he's like, I can revive Groudon, and then he does it. Yeah, cause cause his origin is that he goes to Team Magma. He's like, I can revive Groudon, using this machine, and then he fails, and
Yeah.
Team Magma get really mad at him, and they're like, haha, loser, and then he gets really pissed at that, so he goes, I'm gonna go get Jirachi to revive Groudon instead. And
Okay, I
Jirachi,
remember.
Yeah, I remember
that
that.
now.
Jirachi is gonna power that same machine, and then he makes the weird goop Groudon. That's not actually Groudon.
Groudon was really ugly in that film.
And wasn't yeah.
It was meant to be ugly.
And there was technically
Yeah.
a Dynamax Groudon.
Yeah. I think the Deoxys movie is canon because Drew is from Lure City. I think that's like, because like they mentioned that, and like I think it would have to be the Kanto Grand Festival where they mentioned Drew is from Lure City, which is the same city in which Destiny Deoxys takes place. Is there anything? Basically, they don't care. Okay. Oh no! Oh yeah, and oh no! The Dark Eye movie, the Dark Eye movie was actually mentioned in the show itself.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, because like Dawn has the lunar wing,
Exactly.
but like I don't think the Zoroark movie is canon, to be honest, because that one just seemed really weird that to be canon. I don't know why. It just like there's a shiny Zoroark like a Zoroark impersonates shiny Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. Like that like the Zoroark movie just seems like it would have had to be mentioned in the show if it was canon, but
Yeah.
um
Did Brock already know what the what the Pokemon was, or
Brock knows what every Pokemon is, Harry. It's
yeah, like
Brock.
that's so, but it's so
That
weird.
is- Like Brock's role in the anime is secondary Pokedex.
Yeah, but how can he know what the Pokemon is before it? Anyway, I'm not gonna question it.
Yeah.
Don't question anime logic.
Yeah. Anyway. Why was I talking about the movies again?
Because I mentioned Lucas in the Giratina movie.
That was it. Yes. Anyway, Lucas, they could easily bring him back and just say Giratina isn't canon. Anyway.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that.
No.
I doubt they even remember that they included Lucas in the Giratina movie.
Yeah. They might, Brendan was like at the start of like 3 movies in a row,
Yeah,
including Giratina because they fought Lucas in that one.
because
But,
he was battling Lucas.
yeah. So but Lucas only appeared in one, whereas with Brendan you'd have because he'd been in like 3 movies it'd be a bit harder, but with Lucas it was only one.
Lucas definitely needs more appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gary even took up his role as Rowan's assistant.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I love Gary, but still.
Yeah. I really think that Brendan would be a really cool rival for Ash. But that's
He
not
should
gonna.
have been one in Hoenn.
What?
He should have been one. He should have been his rival in Hoenn.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if they're gonna bring anyone in from the games, just not like a gym leader or Elite Four member, I feel like the most likely one would be probably Wally, but they're not gonna do that because they've got this new Gallade guy.
Rip off.
He is just edgy Wally. I don't think. Well, I do think that including that. Well, I want the Gala rivals to be in the anime.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I
I
would love
think-
that.
Yeah. I think the only way that they can make up for them not being in the anime, which I mean they probably will be, but the only way that they can make up for that is if they brought like Gloria in as a rival for Ash.
Yes.
Oh, I would love that.
If they do bring in Hopbeat and Marnie, then I hope they don't handle them as poorly as Hal was, because Hal was done dirty in Sun and Moon.
That's
It
the
really
thing.
was.
With how the appearances and Sun and Moon were all great. He had a great character. He was sympathetic. He was relatable. He
The only
just
problem
he-
is that
he
he
just
appeared
appeared-
too late.
he just appeared barely.
Yeah.
He got done dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad. I still feel bad.
All right.
All right.
Anything else? Because I keep going on massive tangents I don't know why I keep doing it.
Don't worry.
All right. The last person we haven't heard from is Nell.
Wait, sorry, I zoned out for a second now. What was that? I feel like the tangents just took me away a bit.
I'm sorry. I
It's okay.
just went everywhere. I'm sorry.
I enjoy the tangents personally.
I do too. I got so sucked into it that I completely lost
Yeah.
everything. Sorry, I'm listening so intently, like, they sound nice.
Yeah. Wait, what was the original question?
It was potential anniversary effects for Antipoke in 2021.
Oh, okay,
There we
okay.
go. Okay, so obviously, you know me. I want to see May, but that's a given.
Yeah.
I would just love to see some kind of like we obviously have Gary and Iris returning. I would love to see an arc for the contest girls, Dawn, May, and Sue,
Yes.
and see what they're
Yes.
doing. Maybe like a little grand festival or a Wallace Cup, something like that. Just to sort of check in on the girls, see how they're doing, see where the gang is. Yeah, I would also like to see some kind of like in the sort of build up to Ash getting into the Masters class. I'd like to see him battle Misty again.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that would be a really interesting thing in terms of him going up the ranks. I feel like Misty should be part of this.
Absolutely.
That would be a really obvious way to include her character, and she should be one of his rivals at this point. Like, I think it's silly that we don't really count Misty as a rival enough.
Yeah.
And kind of a rogue one, but I would like to see Tracy.
Ooh.
What's going on with
Tracy.
Tracy?
The forgotten guy.
The forgotten
I
guy,
just-
the professor's assistant, when they're up to professor assistant. Like, they're essentially doing the same job right now.
They are.
Shout out to Tracy. What's he been doing? Where's he at? He has a scyther. Go has a scyther. I just feel like there's stuff going on there. Like, we could have some kind of synergy. But yeah, I would like to see Tracy. That's my rogue call of the day.
I mean, I just want to know Tracy's alive. Like we haven't seen him since he made a no dialogue cameo in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still exists, but like ever since X and Y the anime started, I feel like they just forgot about him.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, X and Y just forgot about Pallet Town and Charlie. To be honest, it was more like they had like one Oak scene in episode 1, and I don't think that Oak or Delia like ever made any sort of appearance in X and Y. But like the fact that Tracy wasn't even mentioned to be handling the lab while Oak was in Alola was stupid.
Yeah, we could have gotten. I feel like we could have gotten that in Journeys, you know.
Wait, oh yeah, they literally went to
They
to
went-
to the lab and turned the moon.
Exactly. Like we could have seen Tracy, or he could have even been mentioned. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Like at the very least say he's visiting Daisy. At the very least, just say that.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they don't care for Tracy.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, even I forget that he exists sometimes.
Yeah, I know he's so easily lost, but I feel like he had such an interesting character for such a little time, and I just think it would be nice to see that kind of like, oh, he's still there, and he's still like, he was important, and he had his time, and it wasn't just like meaningless.
Yeah.
Because if Tracy is meaningless, then is the whole Orange Islands meaningless? And all of the things that happened there, and Ash's first big competition win. And I feel like, you know, there's a narrative there that gets forgotten. Because Tracy
Yeah.
was there. And like, he was important, he had his moments, and I think
Yes.
it would be cool to just sort of relive his character a bit.
I mean, I know everyone hated him just because he replaced Brock, but
Mm,
like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was definitely still important.
yeah.
I
Like
love Tracy.
I really want an Ash Misty Tracy every reunion, just so he can tease Ash and Misty about obviously liking each other, because that was like
Absolutely.
the entire role in Orange Islands.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, do we have everything that we want to say for that one?
I think so.
All right, one last thing. And
Okay.
since we are coming up on the anniversary, I feel like it would only be fair if we shared one of our favorite Pokemon memories or stories, past or present.
Alright.
Okay.
Nell, do you want to start this time?
Can you actually just give me 2 seconds? I've just started coughing and I need to get a drink.
Okay.
I'll be-
Okay.
No, it's okay. Kyle, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I guess I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
I said go ahead.
Okay. Oh man, I gotta be honest. I didn't really think about this before I sat down.
You wrote it down.
I know I wrote down this entire agenda last night, and I did not think about what I wanted to say for this one. I am stupid.
Nah, you're not.
Okay, I'm back and I actually have one if you need one.
You can start first, because I need to think about mine.
Okay. So, my favorite memory when I think about Pokemon was when Gold and Silver first came out, because I'm super old. I'm like nearly 27 now. And I was like, I've been playing this franchise essentially since I was 2. And like, when Gold and Silver came out, it was the first time I got to experience new Pokemon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I was too young to really remember the first time I encountered like the first set of Pokemon or whatever. But then like when Gold and Silver came out, I got it all set up so that I played the game on my N64 so that it was up on the TV, and then me and my brother were playing together, and like I encountered a Ladybird of all things and like screamed because it was so new, and every single new Pokemon was so exciting and so like life-changing because we'd gotten so used to the first 151, and it was just like this whole new experience of like the world opening up and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think that's always going to be just my absolute favorite memory.
That's so wholesome.
That's really wholesome now.
Yeah, it was so lovely. I remember running from like where I was playing it in the kitchen and like running and grabbing my sister and like dragging her through and being like, you have to see, there's a Ladybird. What is a Ladybird? Irrelevant Pokemon, but it was just the biggest thing. It was so exciting for us. And it was just, yeah, that's my favorite memory.
That's amazing.
That's wholesome.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
All right. Column, do you want to go next?
I remember, I have a few, they're all from like Heart Gold because that was my first game, but I think I've shared some of these before, but I'll do it anyway. I'll do it again anyway. I remember when I was a kid, I thought you had to fill the nickname bar.
What?
Yeah. I thought you had to fill the nickname bar, and so I named my Cyndaquil Blazakion. Just because that was like the maximum amount of characters,
Oh my god.
and it's like a really stupid name, but like now I'm attached to it, and I name all of my Cyndaquils and Typhlosions as that. This was Heart Gold.
Alright. Oops.
Then when I still thought that, I went to name my rival, and Heart Gold Soul Silver, the rival when you first battle him is named Patterby Boy, because you name him later on.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I named my now you see, 10-year-old me logic, they were like, what was his name? I'm like, well, we know his name. His name is Patterby Boy. So 10-year-old me named my rival Passerb because that was all that would fit. So that was really stupid. But but it's something that I remember and just laugh about now. And then for like my third story, it was I got the gift Eevee from Bill. I wanted Flareon, so I named it Blaze. And then I was like, and then I evolved into Espeon, and I had no idea that you could cancel evolution. So I thought, oh, I have an Espeon now. And I didn't like it, Espeon, because it was too girly or something. I don't know, it was stupid. But, but but then like I liked Espeon after that, and like I had Blaze the Espeon, which I mean I don't call my Espeon Blaze because I don't actually have a a nostalgic connection to that name for some reason. Mainly because calling an Espeon Blaze is just like it's stupid.
I mean, there is a Sonic character named Blaze,
Oh yeah, and
and she's a cat.
Yeah,
Alright.
I forgot. She looks like Espeon too, right? Like
You secretly had a good nickname
Like-
all the time.
it's the same color scheme, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, you had a good nickname all this time.
Okay, now I like that name as a Sonic reference, but but even then, Amethyst works better for a female Espeon name.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. Oh, and also, I used my friend's cheat cartridge to get infinite rare candies, and I leveled my Typhlosion to level 100, and when I went to fight Ho-Oh, I used Eruption. And I thought Ho-Oh would survive because it was a legendary, and because I thought it was and because it was a fire type, but that was a 150 base power move, cut in half, so it was actually 75. Wait, no, no.
Is it
wait,
is Russian really that strong?
yeah, yeah. Okay, it was 75. Yes.
Holy
And
shit!
I was level 100, so of course it just O-code, and I was a little upset because I didn't catch Ho, but I did later on once I found out it could get Ho to respawn, but
Wow.
like yeah. Oh, and also I think Typhlosion solo the Elite Four and Lance. I think the only time Typhlosion ever really fainted was against Red because all of his mons were in the 80s, and even at level 100 Typhlosion couldn't solo him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I like I defeated I, I defeated Red using Typhlosion and a bunch of Pokemon they were all in their like 40s to 50s
Wow.
because like kid me didn't realize the difference between like 80 and 40. Kid me just thought 40 is high, 80 is higher, but that's fine. Granted, I think I might have had a Kyogre on my team too at that point. But like, yeah, I remember I tried to beat Red for ages, then eventually I did, and I made a whole and I made instructions on how to beat Red on a massive bit of paper. But a few months later, I realized that those instructions were only specific to my team, and I was never gonna share them anyway. So I threw them out because they were useless.
Oof.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Okay. Okay, for me, oh boy, wow, I have a ton that I can think of right now. I guess I can just name a couple because I don't have a firm answer for this still. But I guess a recent one was when Sword and Shield came out. Honey, me, and a couple others hop on Discord so we can all start Sword and Shield together, and that just felt like a whole nother level to me. Like, I've never,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
like, the only other time that I got to start a brand new Pokemon game with a friend was when Black and White came out. But being able to do it with a bunch of other friends was just, it was just a whole different sensation for me, and it really felt special to me.
I actually remember you guys waiting for me because I was going on my way to actually buy Pokemon Sword,
Yeah, I remember that.
and you guys were like, "Oh my god, hurry up! I can't wait to play Pokemon Sword."
Yeah, that was a really fun day.
It was.
Another one. This one. Ah, yes. So, when Sun and Moon were new, I started with Sun first, and I finished the main story the morning of Thanksgiving Day here, of course, here in the States, and I remember really, really liking the ending, but I didn't think much about it because I had family coming over that very same day. But that night, when I fell asleep, the dream that I had was reliving that same ending, but I was in the player's footsteps, and I was at the scene where Lily was leaving for Kanto. And I just did not want Lily to leave. So I remember in the dream, I ran to Lily, hugged her, and just started sobbing.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me that, Kyle.
I feel like I did, because I remember I
have some flashbacks right now.
Yeah, I even woke up crying because it got me that much.
Okay, yeah, I definitely remember you telling me.
And that pretty much cemented Lily as personally my favorite female character in the games. Like, she really left quite an impact.
I don't blame you.
Like, and then when Lily got her Vulpix in the anime, because I didn't use one when Sun and Moon came out, but it was that episode of the anime that made me realize just how much I actually really love Vulpix.
That was a day when Kyle went crazy for Vulpix.
Yep. And after watching that episode, I actually booted up Sun and went to go catch one.
That's wholesome.
And then, oh man. And I think the last one that I want to mention was, I told you guys about this one very recently, but in Platinum, this one was stupid, but it's funny looking back at it. In Platinum, back when I was playing Platinum, I was under the impression that if you release a legendary Pokemon, you would have the chance to recatch it. So,
Oh yeah, I've heard this one.
silly me released my Giratina, went to the Distortion World in Platinum, saved, and thinking that I was gonna go rematch it, only to find out that wasn't gonna be the case, and I cried hard. Like, eventually I traded my Giratina I had on my Diamond over just so that I can have Giratina back. And I was so upset because I basically told myself a lie, and I fell for my own lies.
I feel like we've all done stupid things while we were kids playing Pokemon, so.
Yeah. But, like, actually in the same game, I actually did manage to get to one of the Frontier Brains. It was at the Battle Hall, but I lost and never got back to that ever again.
Oof.
But the Battle Frontier is brutal, man.
It is. Something I hope that will return in the remakes.
Yeah, I really want that too because I feel like aside from like the battle tree and Sun and Moon, there wasn't really much of a place that you can actually force yourself to big brain in Pokemon battles like the Battle Frontier.
Not really, no.
Like I thought, especially when it comes to, like the battle tower, like it could have been like a cool way to test off like a competitive team or something. Like I don't know, like I'm not a competitive player to be at all, but I still feel like it was a cool way of testing yourself in a way. Like it was one of the best challenges that a Pokemon post game can have, and it's a shame that it hasn't returned since Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, to be fair, there is the battle subway in Unova, and
Yeah.
the battle chateau in Gen 6, but those, especially the battle chateau, was really underwhelming. The battle subway was alright, but the battle tree.
I like the Battle Subway in Gen 5. I just thought the Battle Chateau in Gen 6 was meh.
The battle chateau was weak.
Yeah. It's fine, but it's like... I don't know. I don't know. There could have been something more.
Oh, it could have been a lot better. Like
Yeah.
the battle tree in Sun and Moon, the battle tree in the original Sun and Moon was brutal. Like it got nerfed in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
It got nerfed?
Yeah, like our standard battles didn't cap your Pokemons at level 50. Only the super battles capped your Pokemon at level 50.
Oh, wow.
So you could just like blow through the standard singles, doubles, and multis with level 100 Pokemon.
Well then. Yeah, that sounds lame.
But I think it's an instance of they nerfed it too much because now, if you really want to challenge, then you gotta do the super ones.
You gotta rise to the challenge.
But I think that's all I've got. So, honey, why don't you conclude us off?
Okay, so I can definitely think of two favorite memories. The first one being so I know shinies existed for like some time, but when I was playing Alpha Sapphire, I think I told the story before, but I don't know if you guys remember. But anyway, so I remember just going on this route, and I encountered a Swablu that looked different, yellow. So I was like,
Oh no.
this doesn't seem right. It looks totally different. Maybe it's a glitch, and I forgot shinies existed because
Oh,
at that point I
no.
had never ever gotten a shiny before.
Oh no.
No, it's not bad. I caught it, and then I realized like 5 minutes afterwards that it was a shiny Swablu, and I eventually evolved it into a shiny Altaria. And I don't know, I think that's one of my favorite memories because like it was my first shiny ever. So I think that's why I like Altaria so much, just because of that one memory.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think you told us that before.
I don't know, I feel like that's something, but maybe I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember this one.
I think my second favorite memory, or like, well, I'm not ranking these because like they're both special in my heart. So one of my other favorite memories is actually in Platinum. So it was like the very first time I think playing Platinum, and you know that part where you go into the distortion world and everything, right?
Yes.
So I don't know, but I just remember being blown away by the whole like gimmick of the distortion world itself, like being able to walk upside down, or even like surf like upside down on the waterfall. I don't know, like that to me as a kid was super cool.
Yeah,
And
same.
I remember just being blown away by that. Like for the DS, that was pretty good at its time.
Yeah,
So, to be fair, Gen 5 did it way better. But
Yeah.
still, for like the first time, we had like this sort of 2D graphics.
Yeah.
Like that was just amazing to me, and I will never forget that. That's why I love Platinum so much.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, I think like I have some more probably, but I can't remember them. Like another one I could add in was probably completing Ruby for the first time ever. Like I think that was the first Pokemon game that I completed, even though technically Gold was my first Pokemon game, but you know, like I never completed it.
Oof.
And I just erased my brother's cartridge. I just erased my brother's memory of the cartridge memory of his Pokemon Gold.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I remember Diamond being the first Pokemon game I ever finished. Like, I collected on the Game Boy ones, but never finished any of them until Diamond and Pearl came out, and I just kept on playing that. Like, my team was absolute garbage, but I still managed to beat it somehow.
Oh yeah, and like Platinum. Well, no, it was Diamond actually because I played Diamond before Platinum. So before Fennekin became my favorite Pokemon, it was Infernape. The whole Chimchar line was my favorite Pokemon, and I do remember just I don't know being blown away by Chimchar's whole Chimchar's whole line. I mean, so that's how it became my favorite Pokemon. I think I'm more attached to my starter Pokemon than any other Pokemon, to be fair, because that's the one like you really get to bond with at first.
Makes
If
sense.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know, like you have all of these common stories where, hey, you use your starter to beat the whole region, so like, why wouldn't it be your favorite? But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got.
Alright, does anyone else have anything else to add before we wrap up?
I think I'm good.
I
Alright.
think we're good.
Alright, Kamal?
I think I'm good.
Alright, so I think that's going to wrap things up for the first ever episode. Want to thank you guys for coming, and through it all, we're still one family. One training family.